Welcome back. I just farmed a few things, quick things, to proceed to the next thing. Next time from 8-man raid. And I found out that my eye level was a little bit too low, so I farmed a little bit for the what's the currency again? Fuck. Allegory for a ring. Anyways, let's continue, shall we? Kira, have you seen Rin? She's been looking for you. Wait here, I'll go and get her. Like again. There you are. The truth is, I need your help. Now, hold on. I haven't even told you what it is yet. After you defeat MX I sense a strange concentration of light somewhere far to the south. In the lands that were once swallowed by the flood. I can't tell what it is, but we have to find out. For all we know, it might even be another Light Warden. But whatever it may be, I don't intend to stand by and watch. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Thancred, Uranje, and I have a few theories that we plan to test once we find whatever's causing this. The three of us were reluctant to ask for your help, considering everything that you've been through. The thing is, you're the only person who can defeat a Light Warden without becoming one yourself, so we have no choice. While we don't want to jump to conclusions, it would be a good idea to have you there just in case. So will you come with me? I want to have it any other way. Perhaps we should let sleeping dogs lie. Thank you, Akira. This means a lot. First of all, let's head to the Derek in Amarang. Tinker and Uranje should have everything ready for by now. Alright, let's teleport to Amarang. Wait, did I... Fuck me. No, I didn't. Okay. Let's see. Where am I? Emerang. I would say this part. I wonder if you can climb up this thing, the crystal. That'll be sick. Guys, where are you? Oh, there you are. Hey, Ranji, what's up? 'Tis a blessing to see thee so hale. Sorry to drag you all the way out here. I have a feeling you'll miss this place when you see where we're going next, though. I hope the desert creatures didn't give you too much trouble on your way here. I doubt they posed any sort of challenge to her. With that, I could say the same with confidence about whatever fiend may be waiting for us out there. If the light that Rin sensed turns out to be nothing of consequence, the empty is hardly the most welcoming of places. Anything that could survive out there is not to be trifled with. Wherever it should be reiterated that the light blasted wasteland poseth as severe a threat as any foe we might face. In any event, we are in agreement that this phenomenon doth warrant investigation, though for lack of more precise means of navigation, we must needs rely on Rin's innate abilities to guide us. I have formed several hypotheses regarding the nature of the light, but speculation is a poor substitution for first-hand observation. There'll be plenty of time for us to talk about it on the way. Is the Sky Skipper ready, Thancred? Ready to take us wherever we need to go. Aye, back again too. Maybe if we ask it nicely. Though the light hath been expurged from Norvrant, the ambient aether of the empty is still corrupted. Dangerously so, in fact. The flood of light devastated everything in its wake. The soil, the air, the water, all rendered incapable of supporting life. 'Tis to this imbalance that the empty remaineth utterly uninhabitable even a century thereafter. That's why we are taking every possible precaution. Between the aether meters I've packed and Rin's unique abilities, we should be able to detect and measure any fluctuations in our alignments. According to the Crystarium scouts, a few days out there won't affect us to any notable degree, but much longer than that, and we risk becoming senators. Since we still don't know how chocobos and Amaro will fare in the empty, we opted for a more mechanical mode of transportation. This comes courtesy of the researchers at the Mine, who found it in the Crystal Tower and restored it to working order. It's quite safe, I promise. The person in charge said he'll have parts delivered from the Crystarium should anything break. He seemed quite eager to see what we bring back from the empty. Even though I told him we're not hunting for treasure, I'll introduce you if we have a chance to stop by Mord Soak at some point. Anyway, I think that covers everything. When you're ready to leave, just say the word. Although the flood of light is believed to have expulsed all traces of life from the empty. We must remain ever vigilant. We know not what we shall find. Well, I'm piloting the Enrin's navigation. Navigating, you and Orange will be free to enjoy the view and engage in rousing conversations. By that, I mean he can spend the whole time talking at you while you nod in agreement. Oh, let's go. Well then, shall we? Yes. Well, a name like the Empty, wasn't expecting much in the way of pleasant scenery, but this is downright depressing. To look on the land swallowed by the flood with mine own eyes is a chilling sight indeed. Approximately 90 tenths of this 9 tenths of the world are as this a slate all but wiped clean. Were it not for the warriors of darkness in Minfilia. Rin, are you sure we're heading in the right direction? Yes, I'm certainly. There's no telling how far away it is, though. Nothing for it but to keep going, then. You two back there may as well take a nap. I have a feeling we've a good few moms ahead of us. Bum, bum. I have to say, it's a touch larger than I was expecting. And is it sleeping? No, it's waking up. I don't like the sound of that. Is it a light warden? No, I don't think so. Instead of being filled with light, it is light. The first Sin Eater. Long have I strived to unravel the mystery surrounding the flood of light, to discover what set that terrible uh, cataclysm in motion. Every thread led to the same conclusion, the same single point, or single being. I have reason to believe that the entity we see before us is the first Sin Eater, the instigator of the flood, the very foe Minfilia vanquished a century ago. She gave everything she had and won. But this abomination could undo her work. The possibility cannot be denied, though it is oft said that destruction and creation are but two sides of the same coin. Ren, knowest thou of what I speak? The power of the power to shape reality, to bend the laws of nature. For what was once shattered may be forged anew. That's all well and good, but don't you think we should give it a name first? Eden. Utopia in Fae, a most auspicious title. Now that that's settled, perhaps we should find a spot to set up camp. I even brought a couple of tents on the off chance, but pitching the damnest things is something of a fine art. Does anyone fancy helping me? Though uh, fragrant rest may allay the symptoms of prolonged exposure to the empty's ambient ether, could be unwise to linger here over long. I never realized that putting tents up could be such a bother. Still, I'm glad that we got there in the end. Sacred should be back from scouting the area soon. Once he's here, we can plan our next move. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Gul Gul in Mort Sok or Yal in Almor. Oops. Okay. You don't have anything to say. Okay. But I was wondering what's taking Thinkrit so long. Ah, there he is. Well, that was rather uneventful. Not that I'm complaining. Did you find anything? No, thankfully there's not but barren plains in every direction, apart from Eden, obviously. I tried approaching it, and the brute didn't even seem to notice me. I thought it best not to tempt fate, so I withdrew. We should act now before it fully awakens. Awake. Meaning what exactly? When I think about the flood of light, I get the feeling that rather than destroying everything in its path, what it actually did was stop the flow of ether. Of course, that meant that all the plants, animals, and people could no longer survive. They must have crumbled to dust in the years since. but the ether is still here, lying dormant. If Eden is the one who caused it, maybe it can be get it flowing again. I don't know for certain, but I think I can use Eden to bring life back to the empty. Now, hold on a minute. What makes you think that's even possible, and how do you expect to control that kind of power? Rin's aspirations may not be preposterous as though Dast surmise. I believe Minfilia halted the flood of light's advance, not by destroying Eden, but by silencing it. And in so doing, she hath gifted us an opportunity too precious to waste. Even now, the name of the flame of hope burns on. My brain's not working, sorry. I, as Minfilia's successor, it standeth to reason that Rin doth possess the means to exert her with her will over Eden, but such a monumental task is not to be taken lightly. What sayest thou, Akira? It would, I imagine this is easier said than done. It would put Rin's life at risk. I would say the first one. Yes, you're probably right, but I have to try. Very well, Win. You've made up your mind. So how should we go about this? I have an idea. I've been studying it carefully ever since we arrived, and it seems to me the light is more concentrated at a certain point. I suppose you could call it the core. The giant talus had a core too, like a beating heart. It controlled the flow of ether. If Eden's core is the same, perhaps we could use it to restore the etheric balance. The theory is certainly sound. By employing Ethernet shards as beacons, mayhap we could trace the ethereal flow to Eden's core, and in so doing, secure the means to teleport to the very heart of the beast. Thankfully, the Settlement Council has kindly furnished us with the plethora of apparatus by which to perform such feats. However, we must needs first have Rin study the entity interior and chart us a suitable course. Once we have reached our destination, I shall fabricate a means by which you may directly communicate with Eden and mayhap exert a measure of control over it. You can really do that, Uranje? All credit is due to a dear friend, a gentle soul long since departed, who imparted to me a wealth of knowledge concerning aetherology. Although I am certain she would be all too quick to chastise my methodology. Excuse me for interrupting this trip down memory lane, but I don't imagine that Eden will be too happy about us rummaging around in its innards for want of a better term. In all seriousness, though, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some sort of welcoming party arranged for intruders. Perhaps you had best lead the way, Akira. Uh, it's true that she's the only one who can defeat a Light Warden, but I'd rather not rely on her any more than we have to. Yes, I haven't forgotten what happened when she absorbed too much light. But as Alice said, making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. Now, I wish I could put down wardens myself, but the simple fact is I can't. And there's no point pretending I can. That's why I'm asking Akira. Then perhaps I could. You already have a job to do, remember? The only reason this plan even has a chance of success is because of your involvement. We need you to concentrate the task at hand and guide us to the core. Not only that, you'll have to keep an eye on Eden itself. If we somehow manage to make it angry, get us out of here. Are you sure you want to go through with us? This is what I do best. For the lack of any better plans, this one will have to do. I won't let you down. Though we will remain here, Rin and I shall do our utmost to guide thee along the ethereal string. After thou hast breached the exterior, we shall remain in contact via these link pearls, courtesy of our comrades in the Crystarium. Being relics salvaged from the Crystal Tower, I fear they may be somewhat less reliable than those to which thou art accustomed. Inscape Resurrection is now accessible. Alright. The teleportation apparatus hath been calibrated successfully, and I believe the probability of irreversible disintegration to be relatively low. We're ready when you are, Akira. Alright. Oh, hey, Thinkgrid, what's up? What's up, buddy? I can't get this bloody thing lit. It must be because of the ether has stopped flowing, just as Rin said. Though if the plan of hers and Orange's actually works, we might have to stop calling calling this place the Empty. All right. Oops. All right. We shall continue in the next episode. Till then, fare thee well.